In the late 1800s, life was very hard. Thousands of ladies found themselves starving and living on the streets. Annie Chapman, like so many other women, had no idea what was lurking around them. Murder in Whitechapel was so routine, with no real way for the police departments to go out and capture the killers. Annie Chapman went on about her way, servicing all those who would pay. She had no idea that Jack the Ripper would soon end her life. This program will open your eyes on what truly happened to Annie, told by all of the folks that took part in her story. The program you're about to watch has nudity, graphic violence, and gore. It should not be viewed by minors whatsoever. Jack the Ripper, I'm just trying to find out what happened. That's it, my friend. It was pretty brutal, to say the least. You know, I'm sure you've had to deal with it for a very long time afterwards. No matter what, I hope you find peace, and I hope your victims find peace too. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Yes, I do. Okay, I'm glad you guys can understand why I'm doing this. I just want to find out what happened and let people know on this side what the truth was. You're good, Jack. Thank you for talking to us. I'm glad you came back. I'm behind you, Jack. You can be behind me all you want. I don't mind. Is it okay if I push you down the stairs? No, it's not okay if you push me down the stairs. Why would you want to push me down the stairs, Jack? Because I'm a bad person. Yeah, but am I being a bad person here talking to you? I'm talking to you as a person, correct? Yes. Then why would you want to hurt me just because you've done bad things? I'm not condoning you for that. We can talk to each other as two people. Don't have to be good, don't have to be bad. We can have some common ground. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Okay, now we're coming to being friendly, okay? Let's just keep it friendly. I don't mind if you come and go from my house as long as you don't try and hurt people here or around me, okay? Yes, it's okay. It's no problem, Aaron. Jack, don't get offended by this, but what did you do with the organs that you took out of the ladies? You must tell the story, Jack. It's hard for me to talk to you about these because they were pretty brutal, Jack. It's fine, Jack. It's an amazing story, Jack. Thank you. It is. Thank you for telling it. You're crazy for doing it. You know, Jack, I have been told that by a lot of people that you are crazy for doing this. I'm here to tell your stories, and if they don't like it, they don't have to watch, right? You're mental.
Come on now.
You're mental, Jack.
I know, right?
Like me. He has a purpose. He has to do it. Yes, he does. You're Jack the Dead. I'm Annie Chapman. Annie Chapman, are you with me? I'm Annie. Annie Chapman, when were you born? September 25th, 1840. Annie, where were you born? Paddington, London. Annie, what was your father's name? George Smith. Annie, what was your mother's name? Ruth Chapman. Thank you, Jack. When you were young, Annie, where did you live? 29 Mount Pillier Place. Brompton. I liked it there. Annie, did you sing? Did you play an instrument? Did you like to draw? Tell me something about what you liked to do growing up. I liked singing. I liked to play when I was a little girl. Were you a happy little kid? Yes, I was. Did you love your mom and dad? Yes, I did. Annie, what did your brother and sisters ask you to sign? A pledge to stop drinking. Yes, they did. They drank too. Isn't it amazing that other people want you to stop doing the exact same thing that they do? Yes, it is. Annie, why did you go to Cleaver with your family? I hated Cleaver. Annie, what was your favorite food? Everybody likes to talk about their favorite food, right? It was mutton. You said mutton, so you liked lamb, is that correct? Yes, I did. I really like lamb myself. Some of the old timers still call it mutton, but most everybody here calls it lamb. Lamb chops. They don't want to call it mutton. Then they're thinking, oh, it's a dog. It's not a dog. I know it's not a dog, but some of these kids today are dumb as rocks. And if you say, hey, we're eating mutton tonight, that's exactly what they're going to think. They're going to hear mutt. Dog. Mutt. Oh, I don't want to eat no dog. How stupid. Trying to make me laugh. Annie, what did you like to drink? Rum. Annie, how tall were you? 5 foot even. Annie, what color was your hair? Curly brown hair. I had pretty hair. Yes, I saw a picture of you. Yeah, you did have pretty hair. You were a pretty girl. Thank you. You're handsome too. Annie, what color of eyes did you have? Blue. Annie Chapman, what was your maiden name? Eliza Ann Smith. Were you married? Yes, I was. Hey, Annie, I want to bring a picture up. Annie, do you see this picture right here? Yes. Can you tell me when this picture was taken? At my wedding. Was that a happy day for you? It just didn't look that happy to me there. What were you thinking when that picture was taken?
What did I do? I was something there.
You're a pretty girl. Any guy would have been blessed to have you as a wife, I think.
Thank you, Jack.
Annie, how many children did you have?
I had 3 children. Emily Ruth died. She died of meningitis.
When did your husband die?
December 25th, 1886.
Annie, how did your husband die?
Died from cirrhosis. From drinking himself to death.
Annie, when he died, where were you living?
Crossingham Lodging House. "35 Dorset Street."
Annie, how were you making a living when he died?
Crocheting.
What caused the fight between you and Eliza Cooper?
A man named Harry. A bar of soap.
Annie, were you sick when you were murdered?
Yes, I was. It was in my lungs.
Annie, what pills were you taking that night? What were the pills for, Annie?
Infection in my lungs. That's what it was.
Annie, where did you get the baked potato the night that you were murdered?
The Frying Pan Public House. They had good spuds there.
Annie, who did Miss Elizabeth Long see you with at about 5:30 in the morning the night you were murdered?
That was Aaron Kosminski. He killed me right after she saw us.
Annie, do you remember what day you were murdered?
September 8th, 1888.
Annie, how old were you when you were murdered?
I was 47.
Annie, who murdered you?
Aaron Kosminski. He was Jack the Ripper.
Annie, where were you murdered?
29 Hanbury Street. Whitechapel.
Annie, had you talked to the murderer prior to him killing you?
Yes, I knew him from around the neighborhood. I thought I could trust him. I was wrong.
Annie, what is the name of the person that murdered you?
Aaron Kosminski. Jack the Ripper. Cut my throat. Then he cut me up.
Did you tell Jack the Ripper anything before he murdered you?
Please don't kill me. No, no. Help. Then he cut my throat. And I died.
Annie, did Jack the Ripper say anything to you before he killed you?
I thank you for telling my story. He didn't say anything. He just cut my throat. But there was 2 coins that was found next to you? Yes, they were mine. I worked for them.
Annie, what time were you murdered?
I don't know, Jack.
Is there anything that you would like to tell people that is listening to your story?
Thank you for listening to my story. Jack the Ripper killed me.
Jack, what day did you kill Annie Chapman?
I killed her on September 8th. 1888.
Jack, how did you kill Annie Chapman?
I cut her throat.
Jack, what did you do to Annie's belly?
I cut it wide open. That's right, he did.
Jack, what did you put on Annie's left shoulder?
Part of the intestines. It was disgusting. Annie saying no one came to help me. Bless you.
Jack, what did you place on her right shoulder?
I took her bladder. It was gross.
Jack, what was the address that you killed Annie Chapman?
29 Hansberry Street. In the backyard. Next to a shed. That's where I killed her. I punched her in the face. I couldn't stand Annie. She was ugly. She was mean. I don't judge people. That's my number one and only rule, is I do not judge people. Okay. Not everybody can say that.
Jack, was that you that Elizabeth saw talking to Annie before she was murdered?
No. It wasn't him. I served him too. It was raining when he killed me. It was raining. Occasional showers the night Annie Chapman was murdered. When she told me that, I wanted to see if I could find any evidence that if it was raining, sunny, whatever, and on that particular day it had scattered showers. So it's true. It was probably raining when Annie Chapman was killed.
Thank you, Annie, for telling me that.
No problem, Jack. Probably help you prove it.
I think it will help. The more details you guys can give me, the more people will believe it.
We'll do our best. Thank you for telling my story.
This question is for the doctor that did the autopsy for Annie Chapman. When you saw the body, what was your first impression of the damage caused by Jack the Ripper?
It was terrible. It made me sick.
Is this Dr. Lawwell in?
Yes, it is. Doctor, when you saw Annie's body, did you think that it could possibly be connected to Mary Ann Nichols? Yes, I did. Do you see this picture right here? Yes, I do. Who is that a picture of? Annie Chapman. From the autopsy I did on her. What are these marks right here on her face? Do you know what made those cuts and how many there were? There were 2 cuts. They were not deep though. Could have that been caused by someone punching her in the face? Yes. Do you think that was caused by a single blow to the face or somebody hitting her multiple times in the face? Multiple times. How many times do you think Jack the Ripper punched her in the face? No idea. So those would be consistent with like the middle knuckle on somebody's hand, right? Yes, it could be. You wouldn't say that's like a stab wound or slashing her face with a knife, right? No, I wouldn't. This line underneath her chin, is that where she was cut from Jack the Ripper? Yes, it was. Would you say that cut was done from the front or someone standing behind her? He was behind her. Doctor, would you say that the person was left-handed or right-handed? Left-handed. Was the knife a sharp knife or a dull knife? A dull knife did this. And you made this decision because there was tearing and not a nice clean cut? Is that what you're saying? It was jagged. It looks like this one was on the left side of her neck. It started behind her ear. So it would have been almost from like the back of her vertebra. How far did it go all the way to the right side of her neck? All the way to the vertebra. Man, he was bound and determined to cut that girl's head off, wasn't he? Yes, he was. Doctor, how deep was this? I mean, did he just cut the flesh or did he cut it clear to the bone all the way around? Cut to the bone. Doctor, do you think it was like one clean cut even though it was like a dull knife? I mean, did he have to like around her neck or was it just one pull through her neck? Just one pull, Jack. So he had to have been pretty damn strong to pull that dull knife through her neck clear to the bone, don't you think? Yes, he was a strong guy. But that's fatty tissue up here, so it wouldn't be as difficult to pull a knife through that, correct? That's correct. It's soft tissue. Do you see this picture here, Doctor? Yes, I do. Did you actually go to the scene where Annie Chapman was found? Yes, I did. The reason that I brought this one up is because a lot of people said that Jack the Ripper, or if you want to call him who he really was, Aaron Kosminski, when he killed Annie Chapman, he took parts of her body out of her cavity and set it around, displaying them next to her. Did he actually do that? Yes, he did. Was this the first time he did this to one of his victims? Yes, it was. So he had a little bit more time and a little bit more, cover to hack on
Annie Chapman.
That's correct.
What body parts did he take out of Annie Chapman and spread around her
uterus.
And may I ask where he displayed her uterus?
Under her left shoulder.
Doctor, did he take anything else out of her?
Yes, he did.
What else did he remove from Annie?
The bladder. Both kidneys. And her vagina.
How did he display this mess?
God bless you for what you're doing.
I hope he does, Doctor. This is beyond the Call of Duty, let's say. What he did to her, it sounds like he was trying to erase her womanhood. Would you say that's an accurate statement?
Yes, I would.
Doctor, did he do anything else to Annie that we haven't talked about?
Yes, he did.
Can you tell me what else he did?
Yes, I can.
Did he take any other body parts out of her besides what we've already talked about?
Yes, he did. He removed her intestines.
Am I hearing you right? You set him on the ground next to her shoulder like this picture up here?
Yes, he did. That's a pretty accurate picture.
This shows that he cut her with her dress down. Is this accurate, or did he pull the dress up and then cut her?
He pulled her dress up.
Doctor, did he carve any signs or his name, like JTR, on her? Anything like that that would, like, sign his work?
No, he didn't.
Doctor, did he do anything that hasn't been released to the press over time?
No, he didn't.
Doctor, did he leave anything in Chapman that shouldn't have been there?
No.
What kind of knife did you think was used to kill Annie Chapman?
Any pocket knife could have done it.
Did he go from the sternum all the way down to the pubic bone?
Yes, he did.
You said he cut her vagina out. Did he take all of the labia off with it, or just the actual inner part of the vagina?
This question is for the person that was in charge of Annie Chapman's murder.
There wasn't one. I'm Annie. Thank you.
When did you see the wounds to Annie?
It wasn't pretty what Jack did to her.
The person that's just listening to right here, can you please come closer to me and speak up just a little bit and tell me your name?
Ryan Peterson.
You said Ryan Peterson. Can you tell me, how are you involved in the Annie Chapman murder case?
I found her.
I'm looking to talk to the police officers, so So any of the police officers that were involved in Annie Chapman, that's who I need to speak to.
So you don't want to talk to me?
Well, what can you tell me about the case that nobody else is going to tell me? Did you see her uncovered and all the mutilations to her body?
Yes, I did.
Was she still bleeding?
Blood was pooled around her.
Okay, you said you were the first to find Annie Chapman's body, is that correct?
That's correct.
About what time did you find her body?
5:30.
Let me ask you this. She was in a backyard. How did you see her body?
Through the window.
What you're saying is you lived in that building then?
Yes, I did. Looked out my window and saw her laying there.
What is your first name again?
Ryan Peterson.
Okay, Ryan, does this picture look familiar to you?
Yes, it's where I lived.
How old were you when Jack the Ripper killed Annie?
19.
Did you live here alone?
Lived with my parents.
Which of these places did you live? Is there anything you can tell me about looking out the window and seeing Annie? Did you go outside and look at her or just through the window?
I went outside. Then John Davis came out.
How old was John Davis?
I don't know. He was pretty old.
Ryan, how come you never told anybody that you were able to see her out your window?
I was afraid they'd blame me.
Why? Did you kill her?
No, I didn't kill her. It was Aaron Kosminski.
How did you know it was Aaron Kosminski?
I saw him kill her. I saw him slit her throat. Yes, I did.
Ryan, if you saw Aaron or anybody else kill Annie Chapman, why didn't you tell the police that?
I did. They didn't believe me. Just like you don't.
Ryan, I have to tell you, it is kind of hard to believe when nobody has this information in any of the history books that I've read. I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying I have a hard time believing that you did not make it known to the press or something that you saw Annie Chapman get killed by Jack the Ripper. Why didn't you go to the press?
I was scared he'd kill me.
That's understandable. Who did you talk to at the police department? How soon after Annie was murdered that you seeing Aaron Kosminski murder her?
It was a long time after she died.
Did you tell anyone the day that Annie was found that you saw who killed her?
Yes, I did.
The day that you saw Annie Chapman murdered, what was the police officer's name that you told that you witnessed the crime?
I don't remember his name.
Was it just a constable or was it one of the inspectors?
It was just a constable.
Why did you wait? Why didn't you go bang on doors? Something to get people's attention while he was out there slaughtering this poor woman.
And he's saying, thank you for telling him that. Like, yeah, why didn't you give me help?
What's your name again, young man that witnessed Annie getting murdered?
Ryan Peterson.
How did you know Aaron Kosminski? Would you say you were friends with Aaron?
Yes, we were friends.
What was the first impression of the violence to Annie's body?
It was awful. I never seen anything like it. Thank you, Jack.
Annie, are you here right now?
Yes, I am.
Annie, I need your help here for just a minute. Did you hear what this person, Ryan Peterson, said?
Yes, I did.
Is his name really Ryan Peterson?
Yes, it is.
Annie, did he live at 29 Hanbury Street?
He lived in the second story.
Annie, are you telling me that this person lived in that building in the second story?
Yes, he did.
Was he the first person out there where you were murdered?
No, he wasn't. John Davis was.
Annie Chapman, did Ryan Peterson murder you?
No, he didn't. Aaron Kosminski did.
I need to talk to the police officer that investigated your death, Annie. Do you know that person's name?
No, I don't. I'm Inspector Frederick Aberline. I was in charge of her murder investigation.
Well, that is very good, Inspector. Thank you for coming forward and telling me that you were in charge of Annie Chapman's murder investigation. If you would please come forward and speak up just a little bit more for me. I have some questions for you if you don't mind.
I would be happy to talk to you.
Thank you very much for coming forward and talking to me. When was the first time that you saw Annie Chapman's body?
In the mortuary.
Can you tell me what was your first impression of state of her body when you saw her? I mean, what was the first thing that popped through your mind?
What the hell happened to her? That's correct.
I guarantee you that's what I would have thought.
It was unbelievable.
Can you tell me at this point, were you involved in any investigation into Mary Ann Nichols' case?
No, I wasn't. There was no investigation in Mary Ann Nichols' case? That's right.
When you came in and you saw her body, had they done the autopsy yet, or were they waiting on you to do the autopsy? You came in and you saw the wounds and you're like going, holy crap. Is that basically what happened?
That's right, that's what happened.
What was the name of the doctor that was performing the autopsy?
Dr. Llewellyn.
Now, he had done the autopsy on Mary Ann Nichols as well.
Yes, he did.
Did he tell you that the two cases were linked?
No, sir, he didn't.
At this point, you didn't even know there was more than one victim. You just saw the one murdered woman laying in front of you going, man, the guy slaughtered this girl. And there was nothing beyond that for you at this point?
That's correct.
At what point did you realize that the two cases were connected?
Took me a while to figure that out.
You were assigned this case. Were you the actual detective investigating, going out and talking to people, or were you just in charge of the other detectives at this point?
I was in charge of the division.
Okay, I understand. Did you have at this point an inspector that you said, okay, John, you go out and you start talking to the people in this house in the neighborhood and find out if they heard anything? Did you actually assign a detective to do that?
No, we didn't.
Is it something that you would normally do to have somebody go out and talk to people about a murder?
No, it wasn't.
How did you handle a murder investigation? Say someone was just murdered this morning, so the doctor does his autopsy and says, yeah, this man was stabbed 5 times and killed. How do you solve that crime?
We had police officers look into it.
So you would have police officers go and talk to witnesses? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what we did.
I don't know how many people you had per block or however you did it. So let's say you have, the normal people that walk that beat. Would those constables go and knock on a door and say, hey, did you guys see anything? And if a guy goes, yeah, man, I heard them yelling at each other, and then I heard one say, John, don't, and then, and then the murder happened, and then would that constable come to you and tell you what happened or what the witness said? Is that what would have happened?
Yes, that's what would happen.
All right, so I'm getting a little better picture on how you guys handled your chain of command there. There was no one specifically in charge of individual murder cases. You just had open cases, and then you would have constables talk to people and then report back to you, and then after they came to you and said, hey, so-and-so, their neighbors told me that they heard arguing at approximately 4 o'clock in the morning. Then, now that you have this information, what did you do with that information?
Write it down.
That makes perfectly good sense to me. Where did you store that information? Did you put it in a box? How did you keep all of the information about that one crime together?
We didn't.
So back in 1888, although you had witnesses and information about a crime, what happened to that information? Where was it put? Let's say you had 5 different people telling you about this crime. What did you do with that information?
We put it on a table.
That makes sense. You put it, at least they were all together, correct?
Correct.
You had everybody's file together and it was separated. At least you had some idea, what was going on in that homicide, correct?
Correct.
Starting to see the picture on how you guys ran the investigation. Now, When you had multiple victims for one person, what did you do to tie those murders together?
We had their files together on the table.
Okay, so at least you had the victims' information stacked next to each other, so you had some idea about what was going on if that was the case, correct? At this point, you didn't connect Mary Ann Nichols and Annie Chapman's murder together, correct?
Correct. No, we didn't connect them.
That makes sense, because really there's only two victims. Were they even in the same department?
Did you think the killer was the same person as Mary Nichols right away, or did it take you a while to figure out it was the same person?
It wasn't right away. It was the same person, but it took us a little bit to figure it out.
Who did you suspect that killed Annie Chapman?
We had no idea who killed Annie. I'm Annie. Thank you, Jack, for doing this for me.
What kind of thinking brought you to the point where you started looking for doctors and butchers?
I never did.
Inspector Aberline, did you ever come across a name Ryan Peterson?
Yes, I did. He lived in the house where Annie got murdered.
Did you ever talk to Ryan about the murder of Annie Chapman?
Yes. I didn't believe him. He told me Aaron killed her. Ryan told you that he saw Aaron Kosminski kill
Annie Chapman, is that true?
Yes, he did.
Can I ask why you didn't believe this young man when he told you that he saw Aaron Kosminski kill Annie Chapman?
I don't know.
Can I ask you which apartment did he live in?
The second story.
Were you looking for an educated man?
Yes, I was at first. Dumb people don't kill people like this.
What kind of knife did you think was used to kill Annie Chapman?
We had no specific knife. Any knife could do that. It wasn't very sharp.